This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Warnings parked. A man was shot at a Halifax park days after city officials were urged to make it safe.
Premier's meeting. Canada's leaders gather in Charlottetown, where Trump's latest tariffs are high on the agenda.
And a Cape Breton YouTuber is keeping local history alive by exploring the island's abandoned places.
Advisories in place across the province for rainfall, strong winds. We will break down what looks to be a very wet and windy Wednesday. Your full forecast is just ahead.
Good evening. CBC News has learned a shooting in downtown Halifax Park across from men's emergency shelter occurred 5 days after city officials were warned to take action in what's been called a dangerous park.
As the CBC's Elizabeth Chu tells us, Shelter Nova Scotia says it repeatedly urged the city not to install a park in that spot.
On this recently built side street called Amalamek Way, a new park has been tucked in where people can garden and get relief from the heat. But they're not the only things happening in this park. On July 12th, just after 1 a.m., a 39-year-old man was shot here. Fortunately, somebody nearby and employees at Metro Turning Point, a homeless shelter for men, rushed to his aid until paramedics arrived.
Heroically, right? You know, staff are trained and told not to leave the grounds.
Even though the park is not in his district, Tony Mancini, a Dartmouth councillor, was contacted earlier this month by Shelter Nova Scotia to organize an urgent meeting with city staff from Parks and Recreation and Public Safety. He says there's been drug use and fighting here.
The challenge is that the problems at night are not the people staying at the shelter. It's in the evening hours where we're having behavior that's really inappropriate and dangerous.
5 days after that meeting with the city, it escalated to gunfire.
It's all hands on deck right now, right? We realize, and look, we could say we should have something done differently in the past. But right now we realize it's a priority. It's a priority to fix this and make this place safe.
For years, even before construction started on the massive Cogswell District redesign project, Shelter Nova Scotia had been warning against building a park across the street from Metro Turning Point. In this statement, the organization's CEO, Linda Wilson, said, over the past decade, they consistently raised concerns related to the design, location, and after-hours impact of the public park. It was built anyway and opened late last fall, leaving the nonprofit organization to pay for overnight security for several months to the tune of about $50,000. Wilson said when it became clear that 2 guards were needed to safely manage this space, the city took over overnight security, but only for 2 months. That ended in late May. The city says the plan now is to install a fence in the coming weeks. Councillor Virginia Hinch's district includes the park, a homeless encampment, and a safe injection site. She says fencing off the park will simply move the problem down the road.
Most likely, yep. That's what it does. You know, it may come back up. It may go down a little further. I have no idea. You know, we need policing. We need the security that's going to be there now. It may go back to where the encampment is. I don't know.
The shooting suspect got away on an electric scooter. It's not believed to be random. Until this park can be fenced and locked at night, the city has posted this overnight closure sign and is sweeping daily for needles. Also, police patrols have increased and nighttime security has resumed. Elizabeth Chu, CBC News, Halifax.
Premier Tim Houston is hitting back following rhetoric from U.S. President Donald Trump blaming Canada for wildfire smoke drifting across the border. In a Facebook post, Houston called Trump's commentary, quote, ignorant.
That's what friends do when you're in trouble. They help. They don't threaten you. They don't laugh at you. They don't stand by and watch things burn. They don't tariff you. They act. They step up. They help. And despite the ignorant commentary coming from President Trump, please know that there is still some kindness south of the border.
Meanwhile, Houston and his counterparts are in Charlottetown for the annual premiers meeting. The U.S. president's new tariff threat is dominating conversation. The U.S. said it planned to slap a 50% levy on a wide range of Canadian goods. Canadian leaders are pushing back.
This attempt by the president to hurt Canadians, to, for some reason, attack our country, was entirely predictable. He will probably do it again. And there's no reason to believe that this is the bottom.
If these talks fail in 29 days, we need to hit him back as hard as we can. I'm tired of the bully trying to take our lunch money all the time.
The premiers, along with Prime Minister Mark Carney, will be meeting for the next several days.
New numbers show Nova Scotia's inflation rate went down last month to 4.7%. However, that rate is above the Canadian average of 2.8%. According to a provincial analysis, the most significant contributors to Nova Scotia's inflation were gasoline, fuel oil and other fuels, rent, traveler accommodation, and food purchased from restaurants.
Sobeys' parent company says it will stop using a measure that can limit competing businesses from operating at specific locations. Nova Scotia-based Empire Company made the announcement this morning, nearly a month after the Competition Bureau broadened its investigation into the grocer's use of property controls. Empire says it will no longer use or enforce so-called restrictive covenants, which retailers have used to prevent rivals from opening a store on their former site after moving away.
Federal fisheries officials have seized more than $170,000 worth of halibut after a captain was allegedly caught fishing in a protected area. DFO says officers tracked the vessel within the St. Anne's Bank Marine Protected Area east of Cape Breton earlier this morning. The department says it tried multiple times to hail the fishing boat, but it kept fishing illegally. The captain has been charged with illegal fishing, obstruction, and failure to hail in.
The head of a new agency that will look for ways to commercialize medical research and technology in Nova Scotia says she's ready to get to work. Karen Oldfield was appointed CEO of the newly formed Accelerate Nova Scotia after leading the Provincial Health Authority as interim CEO for 5 years. Some people have questioned the need for the job and Oldfield getting it without a competition, but she says she's unfazed.
When I look at what I've done over the past 5 years and what I've learned and the relationships I've built and the models I've seen, I have every expectation of taking all of that knowledge and putting it to work to bring, more jobs and investment to Nova Scotia, and it's simple as that.
Oldfield says her focus will be on clinical trials, medical technology, and research.
Time now for our first quick look at the weather forecast. Jay Scotland in for Ryan tonight.
That's right, and it sounds like wet and windy weather is on the way.
Yeah, we could be looking at torrential downpours for areas, especially where thunderstorms occur tomorrow. We have a rainfall warning in place, yellow alert rainfall warning from Digby County all the way through the South Shore, east through Halifax County, and then strong winds across the province as well. In gray, you can see the special weather statement for all areas not under a yellow weather warning. And then as we look to Margaree Harbour through Bay St. Lawrence up into Inverness County, you do have that Laswet wind warning in place because it will not just be heavy rain, but some very strong southeasterly winds that we see becoming southwesterly later in the day. In terms of potential rainfall, 20 to 40 millimeters, a good expectation for most of the province. Areas start to see areas in yellow. This is 50 to 60 plus millimeters of rain. So along the Atlantic coast down to the South Shore region, this is where you have that heavier rain and potential. And in terms of timing, the clouds increase overnight. South Shore region gets into the rain with thunderstorms overnight, likely holding off till morning for most areas. And with that risk of thunderstorms, strong wind, do watch for heavy downpours. That may be an issue for low-lying areas and flood-prone areas.
Could be a real soaker. Okay, Jay, thanks so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay.
A persistent issue in Halifax continues to circle the drain. Advocates say the lack of washrooms in the city is something that can't be so easily flushed away. The CBC's Meg Campbell reports.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. That isn't always possible in a city like Halifax, where public washrooms are hard to find. And no one understands that better than Julia Bedell, who was diagnosed with Crohn's at 14.
I plan my outings based on, when am I going to be able to, get to a washroom? If there's an event that I'm going to that I'm not quite sure what the washroom situation is going to be like, I'm kind of planning, okay, do I have time to run home if I need to, or leaving events and feeling like on the way home there's nowhere to stop to use the washroom.
Bedell isn't the only one who's found the need to plan ahead. Leslie Lowe wrote a book about public bathroom access after taking an interest in the issue once she had kids.
And so you have a kid in diapers and you have a kid who's toilet training, and it just makes you realize how few public bathrooms there were at that time and still are in the city, and how difficult that makes it to navigate.
And finding a washroom in Halifax becomes an even bigger challenge when you're looking for a pristine toilet.
Even if a bathroom is open and you go to one, often it's dirty, often it's not well kept, and it really affects the way people are using them and how people are coming into the city.
Olivia LeBlanc works with Crohn's and Colitis Canada and hopes improvements can be made.
I find we're not noticing the need for bathrooms. I feel like they're being locked up to save costs, to stop having to clean them, but that's really unfortunate for those who need a bathroom.
Lowe says it is possible for the city to build and maintain accessible washrooms, using the recently built Fort Needham Park public washrooms as an example.
Nobody overlooks, for example, we're in a beautiful park. There are benches, there are picnic tables, there are play structures, there is a dog water fountain, and we have a bathroom now, but for decades and decades, this park had no bathroom. And many other parks don't have appropriate bathrooms, or they have no bathrooms.
The Halifax Regional Municipality said in an email that the city has 29 outdoor washrooms, and there are no plans to increase washroom cleaning due to budget pressures. Meg Campbell, CBC News, Halifax.
A YouTuber is taking viewers into desolate areas across Cape Breton.
So far, abandoned Cape Breton has explored 19 different places. The CBC's Ethan Hunt has the story.
Doug McCauley likes to explore abandoned places, like this structure. It was once a hotel, which was part of a mining town called Broughton, but it's been left to waste away in the forest of Cape Breton.
Every building you run into has a story, and I wanted to capture that story. More or less before you couldn't tell that story anymore.
McCauley has taken it upon himself to document the history of these forgotten places. It's why he created his YouTube channel, Abandoned Cape Breton. He's given virtual tours of Cold War radar bases, World War II forts, and desolate towns.
It's really emotional when you come out and you're just all by yourself and you're filming a place, and don't always understand what it is you're looking at, and realizing there's a bigger story there than maybe what I'm seeing.
He tries to stay within the law and will ask for permission if the land is privately owned. During every video, he tells his audience that he only leaves footprints behind. McCauley, a retired actor, says he started the channel because he has a need to create.
I find there's a lot of negative stuff out there, so I really wanted to do something positive. So I thought history is a great entry point to a lot of these places. To give a good positive spin. I try not to tell people how to feel about them. I think they kind of have a feeling of their own, and if you can get that from it, that's great.
He uses the Nova Scotia Archives and Cape Breton University's Beaton Institute to research each location. It takes as long as 2 months to finish his documentaries because he does everything himself, but he loves to see people's reactions.
It really connects with people as if it's something nostalgic for them. A lot of people from as far away as Japan have been commenting on the video saying, I haven't been there in 20 some odd years, and I do remember that place very well. I'm even in your video, you threw up a photo and I'm that guy in the corner. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, so it really does affect people in a way that I can't predict.
History professor Lachlan McKinnon is one of his viewers. He first came across the channel a year ago through social media.
We're able to get in touch with people's stories that lived in these houses or in these places, and it really creates more of a connection with the past.
Of the 19 areas he has documented so far, McCauley can't pick a favorite. He loves them all. His next video will be on a school that was abandoned a few years ago, and he'll keep finding new places to explore and stories to preserve. Ethan Hunt, CBC News, Broughton.
There we go. Beautiful sailing across the harbor, the tall ship Silva. Jay will be up next with the weather forecast. Stay with us. And we've got Jay back with his full weather forecast.
Yeah, looks like we're not going to have to water the lawns tomorrow in much of Nova Scotia, that's for sure. Huh, Jay?
No, I mean, I always like when I don't have to water the garden or, worry about those types of things when Mother Nature handles it. It's nice to keep things, not too crispy. We do like our sunny days, but the rain's not a bad thing. But too much of a good thing in a short amount of time does create problems, certainly for flood-prone areas, so do keep that in mind. It's not necessarily going to be a widespread 60 millimeters or higher of rainfall, but there are pockets of very heavy rain likely to occur tomorrow. Torrential downpours, brief but intense, and maybe not so brief in a few spots where you could see 30, 40, 50, 60 or more millimeters of rain, and a good chunk of that falling in these short, intense bursts. So a lot all at once, which can make it tough for, and if you're in a paved area, tough for the city infrastructure to keep up on. So for the areas under that rainfall warning in particular, please be mindful of that tomorrow. Strong wind as well. It's nice conditions today across the province. Temperatures were warm, not too humid, but we had enough there to make it feel, of course, like the summery weather we do like to enjoy as we head into, well, mid to now late July. We have been watching that cloud cover gradually increasing through the afternoon, and it will continue to increase through the evening and overnight hours as well. In terms of that wet weather and the strong wind, this will be arriving first from more western and southern areas ahead of a boundary or cold front that'll be to our west. We can see that wind picking up with the wet weather arriving likely before morning, a few hours before morning into the South Shore region. So for Yarmouth, for example, and actually it's for the South Shore area as we look from Digby, wrapping around through Yarmouth towards Bridgewater. This is where you're likely to see those heavier pockets of rain and the thunderstorms occurring through the morning, possibly lingering into the early afternoon. Into the morning hours, once the dense fog patches lift, the wet weather's not far behind. Early morning hours, that rain starts to become heavier. Into the afternoon, you have late morning, early afternoon, good chance for heavy downpours with isolated thunderstorms across the Halifax area. We look north towards Truro, and then working east through the afternoon and evening, we'll see that heavier rain falling ahead of that cold front. So that rain, not necessarily going to be torrential for everyone, but we are looking at a heavier baseline of rain across the province. But if you see a rumble of thunder, or hear a rumble of thunder, I should say, this is where you're going to be looking at those heavier downpours, as there will be a lot of atmospheric moisture for those storms to tap into, and the concern is there for torrential rain, intense rain in a short amount of time to maybe cause problems for those flood-prone areas, certainly the paved areas where the infrastructure is not necessarily able to keep up. Into Thursday, lingering showers, periods of more moderate rain along the Atlantic coast will still be possible to add to those totals. So this is why we're looking at a good 30 to 40 millimeters of rain, possibly 50 to well over 60 millimeters where we see those thunderstorms occurring. As for the overnight hours tonight, we'll watch for the rain and that chance of thunderstorms to arrive first from more southern and western areas. Clouds will be increasing for central and eastern parts of the province, and good chance for some fog patches, especially for coastal areas overnight as well. And then into tomorrow, it's mainly for the South Shore region, the morning hours that you have that isolated thunderstorm chance. We'll see that into the early afternoon as well. Mid-morning through early to mid-afternoon for that chance of thunderstorms across the HRM up to the hub into Truro, and then taking a little longer for that heavier rain to work its way east. But you will see that working its way through Sheet Harbour. Less of a thunderstorm risk as we look to areas further east like Port Hawkesbury, up into Cape Breton, but you do have those less wet winds you'll be contending with tomorrow morning and afternoon as we look up into parts of Inverness County. Those gusts could be 80, even over 90 kilometers per hour. Rest of the province, I would say 30 to gusting over 60k. Exposed areas, gusts beyond 70 kilometers per hour will be possible. So not just wet, it will also be very windy for your Wednesday. And where we see potential thunderstorms bubbling up, this is where you could be looking at that. Unfortunately, for those flood-prone areas, that chance for some waterlogged areas, as well as the torrential downpours, kind of creating an issue in terms of travel. So just be mindful. Hydroplaning on the roads becomes an issue as well. Lingering showers, periods of rain, and still blustery into Thursday. We do clear out into Friday. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures do look to recover after a cooler conditions following the passage of that cold front into Thursday. As we get into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I do see a potential for some rain, but it's likely late Sunday into Monday. Too early to get into potential amounts on that rainfall, that potential rainfall, when we're paying close attention to what could be heavy rain for some on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Yeah, and the outlook for that for sure. Okay, Jay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jay. We're back after this.
On Monday, we showed you an experiment that aimed at testing Halifax's new active transportation infrastructure and whether it gives any advantage over cars and buses.
Racers competed against each other on a route that ran south to north on the Halifax Peninsula. Tonight, here's the second and final race.
Here we are again on a beautiful and warm Thursday afternoon, testing a team ready to take on active transportation and test those methods in Halifax rush hour. Bike and scooter versus bus and car. Are we ready?
You bet.
We are.
Let's do this, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, I'll let you go first.
Thank you.
We knew we needed to test what it's like to get off the peninsula for this experiment. It's part of so many daily routines. We debated commuting to neighborhoods like Cole Harbour, Bedford, and Spryfield. But the farther you get from the peninsula, the more lopsided the race gets. Halifax intends the active transportation network to be for shorter distances.
No entry, except bicycles. Here we go.
So, to even the scales and still test a longer route, we're going from Mumford Terminal, crossing the McDonald Bridge, and then meeting up again at the Micmac Terminal. Two major transit hubs for commuters and carpoolers alike. With more variables along the way, the racers are feeling the stakes.
How are we going to make the green light? Come on.
Not as confident as I was last time. There's more hills. There is a longer distance.
I think that Brett's going to get slowed down by all the hills they have to go up and across the bridge.
I don't have a tie on. I don't have the socks on. I did shave my legs. That might help him.
I do think in the second race, I will be last again. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep, another red light. I'm past 1,000, I think.
I have a good shot at winning this time. I think I do. I'm being confident about it.
The routes for the bike and scooter are the same, snaking through traffic-calm streets in the West End, reconnecting with the bus and car routes at North Street.
Oh, there's Alex.
This section where I have to go from Northwood Terrace onto North Street and then down under the bridge and up onto the bridge, I've never gone across the bridge before.
Hey, Alex.
Oh my God, hello.
We're neck and neck.
After the bridge, the bike and scooter head through the Common and residential Dartmouth. The car will take Nantucket to Victoria to Woodland. It'll be the same for the bus, except for a stop at the bridge terminal.
Hello, Haley. Tom, I don't know. I feel like that's the wild card there. We have no idea what the McDonald Bridge is going to be like today, so he could come out on top, but...
The entries to the bridge, that will be a key bottleneck, I think, to watch for. How much progress will the car make versus the scooter, the bike? So that's an e-bike. I'm getting a better workout than he is.
So I think I won't have any advantage. Even the last time race, I had some bus lanes, which gave me a bit of a reprieve from traffic, but there aren't a ton in this route. Let's see what Rob Dublé observed from Main Street's traffic desk.
Things were moving pretty well. About 15 minutes into the race, Lower Water and Barrington were quite backed up. And the Windsor Street Exchange, North Street, and the McDonald Bridge had been very busy. But not long before Tom made his way across the bridge, things eased up, clearing the way for the last leg of the race.
Yeah, it looks like things are a little backed up on the other side. What I noticed the last day we did this, there was a lot of chutes of traffic that were backed up east and west. We're going west-east today. That's going to be a factor. I think it's going to be a little more complicated.
You know, the good thing about transit, hopefully, is that it gets you where you need to be on time, even though maybe it's like, you know, a little bit longer than other modes of transportation.
Second time, we're going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be fast.
This could be close again today, but I will give the car the edge.
I do want to come first on behalf of the bike, but I think the car is going to take it. I think the scooter is going to be close to me, and I think the bus is going to be way far behind. Almost at the top of this hill. It's going to be close. I hope it's close.
You're turning right here, Tom, yeah.
I only see one car. Is that it? What, am I first? Yes!
It may be Brett's chance to celebrate being first. But like Tom at the end of the first race, his celebration is cut short.
Oh, oh, there he is.
It's right there.
There he is. You did it! He's not going to gloat or anything, is he? No. What took you so long?
You're not gloating, are you?
Win some, you lose some.
And you look so fresh.
I'm not fresh. All the makeup, gone.
Incredibly, another tight finish. And in the time it took Brett to cool down, my bus pulled into the terminal. The ride had been smooth sailing. No big delays, even without the bus lane advantage.
Yay! I'm last again, am I? Oh, I'm not last?
No, you were
Oh!
still waiting for Alex.
So I was very pleasantly surprised. I felt, I didn't do anything. I just sat still, but I still feel accomplished.
I thought the bridge would have been more of a delay, more of a backup, but it wasn't. But I was a little bit surprised that Brett did beat us on the bicycle, and maybe the shaved legs might have been the difference. I'm not sure, but...
Finally, in last, the scooter, but not for lack of trying. Alex explains she'd had some setbacks, the worst of which was a technical problem out of her control. About 2 minutes into the race,
Fancy seeing you here. Hi.
her rental ended unexpectedly.
Oh no, did this lock on me?
Uh-oh.
But Alex persevered. The competitive spirit never left her.
I talked so much game.
Oh yeah!
I was like, I'm gonna win. It's gonna be me.
So, what has this experiment taught us? Our methodology may have not been the most scientific, but these races showed that active transportation can absolutely be as fast as a car. Rush hour traffic is full of variables, and minutes really mattered in these races. But perhaps our biggest takeaway came from planning. There are lots of gaps in active transportation infrastructure, and so we learned it was not easy finding 4 comparable routes. Halifax has more plans for active transportation infrastructure and upgrades to its streets. Maybe one day another race will need to be held to put those expansions to the test.
That's still prickly. And pale. I'm prickly and pale and fast.
Coming up, the potential economic impact if Trump's latest tariff threat goes into effect next month.
And U.S. politicians are pushing to add more tariffs onto Canada for wildfire smoke that is drifting south. Welcome back. A new 50% tariff on a range of Canadian goods is not yet in effect.
But if it does become reality, what would be the effect on Canada's economy? CBC's Nisha Patel takes a look at that question.
The list is long and varied: sparkling wine, machinery, and toilet paper, all included in the estimated $28 billion of Canadian goods that could be hit with crushing 50% tariffs.
We would expect, again, additional layoffs, curtailments, and consolidation in the industry if they were to be implemented.
Some sectors will be hit harder than others, from electronics, plastics, and chemicals to consumer goods and forestry products. It comes as Canada and the U.S. are reviewing their trade relationship.
More than likely, this is a negotiating tactic, an effort to put pressure on Canada to come to the table and make some concessions.
With no exemptions for goods covered by the current trade agreement, Canadian businesses hope a deal can be reached before the August 19th deadline. Otherwise, they'll have to cover the 50% tariff themselves or pass it on to their customers south of the border.
This is the maximum damage. Those industries will not sit and do nothing. They will do something. They will look for domestic markets. They will look for other markets.
Small businesses now are scrambling to contain the damage. This Ontario playground equipment maker is already subject to tariffs on steel and aluminum, and soon could face new tariffs on plastic parts.
No one wants to buy the products anymore because they're too expensive. So it has a serious impact on what we do.
The company has been forced to lay off dozens of workers since the trade war began.
I'll never lose hope. I'll fight till the end. But I just hope that it all stops soon.
The ongoing uncertainty also weighing on businesses as they hold off hiring and scrap expansion plans as they navigate the trade turbulence. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
Mark Carney responded to the tariff threats during a scrum in Ottawa earlier today, saying negotiations with Trump are ongoing.
I spoke with President Trump earlier this morning. We agreed to intensify negotiations in the coming weeks, and the team and myself look forward to doing that. As always, Canadians, governments, business, labor will stand together to build Canada strong and to have a trading relationship with our North American partners that benefits everyone.
The Prime Minister also said during that scrum that this latest tariff threat violates the CUSMA trade agreement and that he and Trump will intensify negotiations in the coming weeks.
The United States is not just targeting Canadian exports this week, it's also threatening to fine or slap tariffs on Canada for smoke from the wildfires blowing south. Evan Dyer looks at the new American push for retribution.
Over 700 wildfires are burning out of control in Canada right now.
It's probably the most explosive fire behavior, I've ever seen.
In northern Ontario, about 1,800 people have fled, and some say they had to fend for themselves.
We spent the night in boats. We had disabled people, babies, young kids, pregnant women, all of us in boats lined up, ready to roll.
Canada finds itself also fighting political fires in Washington, where Republican Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio presented a bill that would impose sanctions on Canada as retribution for smoke drifting into the United States. It proposes the expulsion of Canadian diplomats and a series of financial sanctions.
This sounds pretty goofy to me.
This former U.S. senator says he doesn't think it will pass.
The truth is that we've had plenty of wildfires in Montana and Washington and Idaho, and I know they've had in BC and Alberta. It's a fact of life. And people do their best to try to combat it.
The path of the smoke has drifted somewhat, bringing some relief to states like Michigan and Ohio, but at the expense of Illinois and Wisconsin. Rain and a cold front are expected to improve air quality over the Midwest in the next few days. Still, after Sunday's World Cup final, Donald Trump said he demanded Mark Carney act.
I told him, you got to stop these fires from coming in and, poisoning our air.
Carney said on Monday fighting fires is a collective effort.
I made this point to the president. The contributions that Canadians have made in American disasters. And we're grateful for American, South African, Mexican firefighters.
Ontario's premier didn't hide his frustration.
And rather than sit there and complain, why don't we see some help from President Trump and send up some water bombers, send up some wildland firefighters.
But far from offering help, the Trump administration now says the president has asked his officials to give him options for new tariffs tied to the smoke. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
U.S. President Donald Trump explained his rationale behind his tariff threat on Monday. He said it is not in response to Canadian wildfires, but that it is owing to the way Canada has treated American farmers and people for years.
Canada's been very, very tough on us over the years, for many years, and no other president's done anything about it. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. Many friends that live in Canada, but their leadership, from Trudeau to the current leadership, I mean, in all fairness to them, they need us to survive. Without us, there's no way they can survive. So, but they've been very, very tough over a period of the last 50 years, actually.
U.S. officials say they're confident the likely source of the Cyclospora outbreak is lettuce from Mexico, distributed by Taylor Farms. This despite confusing and inaccurate lab test results over the weekend. As Tashana Reid explains, tracing this parasite is difficult, so is predicting where the outbreak goes next.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration says it stands by its original call, that the source of the Cyclospora outbreak is likely lettuce from Taylor Farms, a day after revealing a lab-confirmed sample from there was a false positive.
It's a large outbreak that's surprising that it's gotten this large without finding a source, but at the same time, Cyclospora is one of the more difficult pathogens to track.
Thousands of Americans have become infected, more than 100 hospitalized, with the parasite that can cause severe diarrhea.
This isn't a normal stomach virus that it's going to last, 2 to 3 days and you'll go back to your normal life. It's going to throw off your life for weeks.
Last week, the FDA said it traced the source of the outbreak to shredded lettuce from central Mexico served at Taco Bells in 5 U.S. states. But the only test to officially confirm it was that false positive. In a statement, Taylor Farms said, to be clear, at this moment, the FDA has not identified a single positive product test result for Cyclospora. The company issued a voluntary recall that includes dozens of iceberg lettuce and salad mix products distributed to stores in 27 states. There are no recalls in Canada.
And the testing for Cyclospora is also not incredibly mature, so the tests are not necessarily very reliable.
The FDA says they continue to collect and analyze samples. This false positive lab sample does not change the basis for FDA's ongoing outbreak investigation or the overwhelming epidemiological data supporting the current voluntary recall by Taylor Farms.
For some outbreaks, we never do link it to a food source. The outbreak just kind of ends and we assume it lived out its shelf life.
Canada has seen some cyclosporiasis cases, but not connected to this outbreak. Typically, infections are linked to travel. Ottawa is warning Canadians who are heading to the U.S. to be careful what they eat. Tashana Reid, CBC News, Toronto.
The French government has become the latest to address the use of social media by children. Lawmakers there have approved a ban for children under the age of 15.
De l'État, la séance est levée.
Under the new legislation, children won't be allowed to open a social media account starting in September. Social media platforms will have another 4 months to close existing accounts. In December, Australia became the first country in the world to introduce a similar ban. Last month, the Canadian government introduced a bill to ban social media for those under 16. The legislation also proposes new criteria for AI chatbots.
Sri Lanka is battling the worst outbreak of mosquito-borne dengue in nearly a decade. There have been more than 76,000 cases on the island nation. Workers are fogging areas infested with mosquitoes, and the Army is using drones to find pools of water. Response efforts have faced additional challenges due to a cyclone last fall, which tore up infrastructure and healthcare facilities. The disease, whose symptoms include high fever, body ache, and loss of appetite, can be fatal. 53 people have died since January.
2 days after the World Cup final, players on the losing side are being called thugs and worse over their behavior. Jennifer Yoon looks at the Argentine squad's actions during the tournament and the continuing fallout.
You understand it.
The moment the World Cup final devolved into an ugly brawl. This is how Argentina reacted after their 1-0 loss to Spain.
All hell broke loose, and it was right down in front of us. It was kind of 2 or 3 rolling brawls at the same time.
And when Spain lifted the trophy, the defending champions turned their backs.
Argentina were a complete and utter disgrace today, both with their performance and their antics.
Commentators ripping into the team.
A bunch of thugs, really, at the end of the match.
This violence prompting FIFA to open a disciplinary investigation. But some say Argentina was problematic throughout the tournament.
Vile and very rude, somewhat arrogant behaviour to the point where they commit fouls like no other, get away with it, don't receive yellow cards, don't receive red cards.
Behavior like this, he says, an elbow to the neck at the semi-finals against England. That player, Enzo Fernandez, was given a red card in the final after this tackle. But that foul came too late, say some. This kind of aggressive play has now become synonymous with Team Argentina. And it's a bad look, says this former Team Canada player.
It's the World Cup final. You want it to be the best match of the last 4 years, right? And what are we talking about after the game? We're not talking about how well Spain played. We're talking about how Argentina carried themselves.
Behavior that some would like to see harshly punished.
Something along the lines of heavy and hefty fines, bans if needed, because some sort of lesson needs to be taken from this.
And as for Argentina's captain, Lionel Messi, one of the greatest players of all time, likely on his last World Cup stage, he was left in tears, standing alone, facing his fans as his team fought around him. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index rose more than 400 points, while U.S. markets also gained ground despite a resurgence in trade tensions between the two nations. Here now, a look at the numbers as we head to break. We are back to wrap things up. Jay with us again to recap what is going to be a wet day in Nova Scotia.
Yes, a super soaker, Jay.
Yeah, we see much of the province either under a rainfall warning or a special weather statement for amounts from 30 to over 60 millimeters of rain. As we look to more eastern areas, you do have the potential for some wind gusts up into Inverness County. As we look to Margaree Harbour, Bay St. Lawrence, gusts could be topping 80 over 90 kilometers per hour. And we'll be looking at a good baseline wind across the province as well. Sustained 30, gusting 50 to over 60 kilometers per hour, higher for coastal areas. That is coming along with the rain. And where we see those convective showers, those heavier downpours, possible thunderstorms, this is where we could be looking at 10, 20 plus millimeters falling in a very short amount of time. So as we take a look through the overnight hours tonight, you see that wet weather arriving into the South Shore region first. By early to mid-morning, already working east of Halifax, seeing those showers building in across Cape Breton mid to late morning. And we will look at that thunderstorm potential, likely highest morning through early afternoon from Yarmouth through Halifax, and then into the afternoon hours, that risk of thunderstorms will persist for more northern and eastern areas. Less of a chance for thunderstorms for folks in Cape Breton, but you will still be looking at some convective downpours possible, and of course those very strong lay sweat winds to keep in mind. And that wind generally coming from a southeast to eventually southwesterly direction. So generally from the south, those strong wind gusts through the day for your Wednesday. More wet weather will continue on Thursday, just not as heavy as what we're to see on Wednesday. So morning fog, then periods of rain, heavy at times with the risk of torrential downpours where we see those thunderstorms developing. I'll keep that thunderstorm chance in through the early afternoon before that rain does begin to ease up a little bit by late afternoon. Temperature-wise, maybe a little bit cool, but we're not really paying attention to the temperature when we're looking at winds gusting to 60 kilometers per hour or higher, and we're looking at that potential for heavy downpours. And, well, for those areas that are prone to it, possibly some low-lying flooding, some urban flooding as well, if we see those thunderstorms do indeed develop.
Be on the alert.
Doesn't sound so nice, does it? Okay, thanks so much, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, a new sailing project on PEI is being called Magical. It's for people with mobility challenges.
The CBC's Cameron Farquharson stopped by the Charlottetown Yacht Club over the weekend to check it out.
Thank you very much again for awesome sail.
Kara Flanagan never thought she'd set sail again. She sailed competitively growing up, but had to stop when her multiple sclerosis started to limit her mobility. Now, a pilot project put on by an accessible sailing program on PEI is giving her and others the freedom to take to the water again.
It was wonderful, and it was a beautiful day, and just kind of the breeze and the water, just being out of the water was, it was magical, I guess you would say.
Able Sail PEI was founded last year, but didn't have access to its own accessible equipment until now. For this summer, they're borrowing 2 accessible boats and a lift system from the program in Shediac, New Brunswick.
These need to get underneath of her legs, both of them.
That's how Flanagan gets on board. She sits in this harness, much like a swing, and the system lowers her into the boat, a Sonar 24. It has a wider cockpit and allows riders to raise the sail and steer from their seats. Seeing riders like Flanagan carve their way through the water is something founder Ben Kaiser says he'll always cherish.
Personally, I just think getting more people out sailing, it just allows them to feel the freedom of sailing and how you just feel this autonomy flow over you, because everything that you do on the water is from you.
Shahina El Garib is spending her summer doing what she loves most and sharing that passion with others.
I love sailing, and I love to show that passion, and I love to teach. And so the fact that I'm able to kind of do that for other people, especially those who didn't always have the opportunity, like those with disabilities, that's kind of my real reason for wanting to be part of this program.
Kaiser says the program has been quite popular. Slots are fully booked for all of July. Whether they'll have the equipment next year depends on interest in this year's project. But based on its success so far, he's hopeful people of all abilities will be back on the water next summer. Cameron Farquharson, CBC News, Charlottetown.
Great stuff. Okay, we want to leave you with this. Gus, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, has broken a record at Sotheby's auction house. The nearly 4-meter tall skeleton of Gus sold for just over $50 million. $50 million. It blew past pre-sale estimates and set a new record for a dinosaur fossil.
Now, the auction house says Gus is one of the biggest and most complete T-Rexes ever found. It's going to an anonymous bidder. And scientists say they hope Gus will be donated to a natural history museum so people can learn about it for years to come.
Gus is impressive, don't you think?
Sure is massive.
Sure is. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.